Here's one. So let's demo this thing. Here it is all set up. First, let's turn off live boolean. Go to edit mode, hit Control N. Let's go ahead and make that little hex bolt. So I'm going to go to Sphere 3D, go into edit mode. And since we're doing a hex bolt, hex is 6, I think. Go to initialize, and then we're going to do h divide 16. Nope. 6 times 2 is 12, right? And then v divides of, let's say 12. Even that out. So let's go ahead and say make polymesh 3D. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold down Control Shift and then Alt and delete hidden, and then hover over this edge with my ZModeler brush, BZM, close convex hole, close that out. I'm going to make this one polygroup here. So we've got our hex bolt started. Now I can go in here and I can try and do like a clip curve to kind of flatten that out, and that'll work just fine. Sometimes if it gives you a little bit of a trouble, you can go through here and you can just do your Z scaling. A lot of different ways to do that, but let's say that works, and we hit D for dynamic just to preview it, and that's looking pretty good. So we'll do Shift D. So now I want to put a hex bolt in here. So I'm going to hold down Alt, and we'll just mark these, and we'll do QMesh, polygroup all, or we can do an inset if you want, but we'll just do QMesh for now, and we can QMesh this down. Now it's not very hexy because again it's 12-sided, which I don't even begin to know what that is. However, you can go through here with this edge, and you can say, what is it? Align. Align edge strip. So you can take this edge here, and then this edge here, and it'll align them, and then this edge here, and this edge here, and align it, and then align it, and then it'll align it, and it will align it, and it will align it. There's your hex bolt. So let's go ahead and just run a quick crease on here, and if we hit D, and we'll say, you know, our usual crease level 3, smooth to before, that'll give us a hex bolt start. I mean, this hex bolt looks a little bit bubbly, so I'm gonna scale this down a little bit, and also it kind of terminates abruptly. So I'm gonna hit Shift D. I'm going to go through here. I'm going to say QMesh polygroup all, and we're just going to QMesh this back a little bit. And I'm going to uncrease. Well, you can always do an uncrease all and then crease again, and then it'll be fine. So this is the more of the shape I'm looking for. Now, you might be saying that hex is too small. That's okay. Let's hold down Control Shift. Let's isolate these parts, and of course we're getting some more polygroups back here. Let's do a quick auto groups. You can, and I am constantly grouping my normals, auto groups. I can always change these. You know, I can always go through here and group my normals at any time, and it'll give me, let's make that more obvious, it'll give me the polygroups I kind of need. You can also do Control Shift and then Control Shift X to expand, and you can grab all these. You can hit Control W, or you can do Control Shift X to expand, Control Shift tap that one, Control W to make those all one polygroup. So a lot of different ways to do that. You want both of these, you can isolate them. Control tap to mask them, Control Shift tap to bring everything back, Control tap to invert that mask, and now we can go to Unmatch Mesh Center, or more accurately, I want to hold down Alt and tap that point to set that pivot. Now if you just scale, it's going to go out and in, right? If you scale, I think it's Y or maybe Z. Let's try it. So I'm going to start scaling in this direction, but I'm going to hold down Alt, and now it's just going to scale in that axis. So now I can make this bigger. And then we can run, make sure we have our creases set, hit D, and now we have our hex bolt ready to go. So I can hit B, create insert mesh, B, create insert mesh, new, and then now if we go, back to our working file here, tap this one. So if we want to insert bolts on here, you can hold down Control and it'll snap to your brush size. You can make it smaller. You want to make sure you have dynamic turned on. If you have it off and it's just double tapping that. And you're going through here and you're holding down Control to make the bolts the same size, and you back up your camera and hold down Control, your brush is going to be, relatively speaking, larger, and if you zoom in, it's going to be relatively smaller. So you want to make sure double tap dynamic is turned on. You can even turn on this dynamic. If you want more information on dynamic remembering and draw size remembering, it's my YouTube videos on Intro to ZBrush 2018, What's New, right here. That'll walk you through more details on that. So anyway, that's one way to do it. And then now you have insert mesh brushes.